Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we're going to talk about this week's TV news. Now, we are a day early than we normally are. This is because 3% is launching tomorrow on Netflix, and we are usually recording late on a Friday, but since have a lot of episodes of that to get through all weekend, we are just knocking it out a little bit early. So, if anything big happens on Friday, we'll be sure to add it in next week.
Assuming you remember.
I'll remember.
Oh, I don't know. It's happened in the past.
Examples.
See, that's an unfair question. How am I supposed to remember what you forgot 3 months ago?
Then don't bring it up. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
I disagree.
Well, let's get going. Yeah, so first things first, we have a couple of casting bits of news here. First of all, I mean, I don't think there's a lot to say about either of these. Like, I don't think they're huge deals in the sense that we'll have a lot to say about them. I just want to mention both of them quickly for different reasons for each show. The first one is for Lost in Space, which Netflix is doing. They've cast Parker Posey in that. I just wanted to mention this one just purely because it's just, we've not heard about it in a while. It's just kind of to show that it's still, churning along.
I forgot it existed.
Exactly, which is why I wanted to mention it. Just to remind everyone that this is a thing that's happening and it is moving ahead. The wheels are turning. And the other one is Star Trek Discovery has cast its first cast member, Michelle Yeoh, who's mainly known for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, has been cast in that series. They've not mentioned who as. They're keeping that all under wraps. My cats are chasing around the room, just in case you hear that.
Yeah, I assume they didn't mention what as either.
No what, no who.
Okay.
None of that. What I thought was the reason why I specifically wanted to put this one in as well is because they specifically said its first cast member. This show was originally meant to debut in January.
Yeah.
And they've only just cast the first person, so yeah, that delay to me was always coming by the looks of it, because...
Actually makes me a little bit concerned because we were told the delay was so that they could work on the VFX.
No, it wasn't just that.
I believe they did. I'm sure they mentioned that was one of the primary reasons that they wanted to give it more time.
Yeah, but some of the VFX work starts in pre-production though.
Sure, but like if they're doing only just casting and they've got stuff after as well.
No, they're only just announcing the casting. That doesn't mean they've not cast everything yet.
That's true.
Yeah, I think you're jumping to some conclusions there.
Maybe I'm just concerns.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So that's a bit of casting on a couple of things there. Next up, we got a trailer for Emerald City, which is coming early next year from NBC. We will definitely be covering the first episode. This, of course, is a modern retelling of The Wizard of Oz. And honestly, after watching this trailer, it feels a lot like Wizard of Oz, but we really want it to be Game of Thrones, so this is what you get.
Pretty much, because it was not at all what I was expecting.
Honestly, my first thought is, what the hell is Season 2 going to... Because Season 1, I mean, spoilers for The Wizard of Oz, if you've not seen The Wizard of Oz.
And if you've not seen it, shame on you.
But surely at the end of the season, they have to do they find the wizard, or they go to the wizard, but they find there's a man behind the curtain. There's your end of season twist. What do you do for Season 2?
The power play of filling the void.
Possibly.
Once he is defrauded.
But you'd be in relatively uncharted waters. I mean, not completely. There was a Return to Oz movie. There's been...
Yeah.
I'm sure there's been tons of unofficial sequels written and things like that, but... But anyway, it was very... Dorothy's a bit older. She's more of a sort of late teens, early 20s, something kind of person, and everything feels a lot more aged up. Scarecrow looks like he's been crucified.
Yeah, it took me longer than I care to admit to realise that was Scarecrow.
Oh, I got that right away.
It took me a few seconds.
The fact is, as soon as we seen Scarecrow, I was like, oh my god, what does the lion look like? And we do get a glimpse of the lion, and it is not CG. It looks like like a suit or a.
Far more immediately recognizable than the Scarecrow.
Oh, true. Yeah, the Scarecrow is just a man with like covered in dirt and some
Maggots
twigs
and stuff,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll admit, I think this might be a train wreck,
But
but it at least looks interesting enough that I'm definitely willing to try the pilot.
yeah, I'm the same. I was like, yeah, this probably will be atrocious. But I kind of like they're at least trying something. Even if they like fail spectacularly, at least it looks its own thing.
Yeah, yeah, they're really going for like a whole different feel, and it does whenever it cuts to the witches and the royal family, it does feel like they're going for a Game of Thrones esque kind of feel to
It
it.
does, yeah.
Even though obviously lightened up a bit because it's network TV, but much darker than what you'd expect from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it looks more political fantasy rather than just Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, yeah, but they've got a yellow brick road,
Yeah.
and she's got her dog with her.
I'm waiting for the flying monkeys.
Did we see Tin Man? I don't think we've seen Tin Man.
I don't recall seeing Tin Man, unless this was another one that we just didn't recognize at all.
Possibly, yeah, possibly. But no, it it looks a lot crazier than I thought it was going to. I'll give them that.
Yeah, which almost makes me less concerned about it, because if they tried to be a bit more faithful, and I really like Wizard of Oz, so it's like, okay, you got a lot to live up to if you're doing that. But by being so ridiculous is almost the word I want to use. It kind of takes some of the pressure off itself if it is awful.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I don't know. I am excited to watch the pilot now just to see how insane it actually is.
I am glad it airs in a nice quiet time.
It does. It starts in January before a lot of the other shows come back, so we get a couple of weeks to maybe try it out and see what it's like before we get busy again, which is actually a really good time for it to.
I think it's smart on their part putting it there, because they know this is when there's no competition and people might try it just because it's on.
And who knows, maybe it'll surprise us, maybe it'll actually be really interesting and intriguing and exciting.
Yeah, we called a lot of things wrong this last year.
Well, one.
I don't know. I feel like we called a few others not as bad as they were, at least.
Yeah. Exorcist is the big one. Exorcist is the one
Exorcist is the big
we said that looked like crap, and it ended up being really good, so,
Yeah.
Trailers can be deceiving, and this could even be deceiving in the other way. It looks crazy, but maybe when we actually watch it, it'll be so slowly paced that it'll actually be really boring. I mean, who knows?
It's possible.
Whereas from the trailer, it looks balls to the walls, insane. For what it is, in fact, it looks really expensive as well for a network TV show. Like, it feels like they've put a lot of money in this.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad by any means in terms of like from a technical aspect.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. Emerald City starts in January, so we'll be checking out at least the first episode of that, so you can look forward to it as well, I suppose. That takes us straight on to some new shows. We're right into the mix of things.
Oh, okay. Let's do this.
Get a comedy first up from the creator of New Girl, Liz Merriweather, and this is called Thin Ice. And it centres on a woman who reclaims her dreams when she finds herself at the end of the earth in Antarctica, surrounded by a group of brilliant misfits. Which to me sounds like New Girl in the snow.
Pretty much. Which I'm not necessarily adverse to.
No. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the plot. When it said it was a girl and she ends up with a group of misfits, all I could think was, so it's just New Girl again, but in the snow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that could be good. It could be. Yeah. I mean, if I had to put money on it, I'd say I'm more likely to enjoy it than not, based on, my enjoyment of New Girl.
Yeah, no, I think it sounds fine enough, and at least here they get to have kooky characters who are really sciencey. Because whereas, the characters in New Girl are all kind of, I don't want to say stupid, but,
Well, they're varying levels of average.
Yeah, like one's a bit vain, one's really sporty, and the other one's just kind of a layabout who hasn't never had a real job and doesn't have a bank account. They're all kind of misfits.
Sounds a bit like you, really, don't it?
Which one?
The last one, obviously.
I don't know. You can make me think I'm vain. Yeah, I've got a bank account. What are you talking about? I have multiple
Not
bank
disputing
accounts.
the rest of it. Not disputing the rest of it. Just the fact that you have a bank account.
Yeah, but that one's a hard fact. Like you could argue the other parts of it are more, a matter of opinion. But no, I have multiple bank accounts. That is a hard, undisputable fact.
I'll allow it. That said, back to the show. The fact that is, like you say, more sciencey characters.
I've had a real job as well. What the
You're
hell?
still on this.
I worked for years.
You've really taken this to heart, haven't you?
I'm just the other part was easy to prove, but I take offence.
Oh, okay. So, do you want me to get back to my point, or do you want to defend yourself a little bit longer?
Nah, on you go. I think I'm done. Wait, what was the first part I said that you said I was also like? Layabout?
A layabout, yeah.
No, I'll cop up to that one. Aye.
Aye.
Like
Yeah.
you're not though. Admittedly.
Less so than you, but maybe more so than the average person.
Right, continue with your point.
Right, so like you say, like sciencey characters. My worry is this goes a little bit Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, that would be my
Just
concern
gets
too.
stereotypical.
Yeah, that would be my concern. But they could find a nicer balance, maybe.
We could, and I'm going to hope that we do.
Yeah. That said, I must admit, well, it doesn't actually say the rest of them are men. It could be a mixture. But if it is all men, it would be very like New Girl, and I would be like, okay, well, they're all going to obviously be attracted to her because they're in Antarctica and there's no one else around.
There's literally no one else. Yeah.
So
This does kind of feel like New Girl 2.0.
it does.
Which, like I said, not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not exactly fresh either.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's move on to the next one. ABC's developing a comedy. It's untitled, so we get to play our game.
Uh-oh.
Right, so it's a single dad as he attempts to navigate fatherhood and the modern world of dating, all whilst living in the guest house of his ex-wife's new boyfriend. I was trying to think of one earlier, I couldn't do it.
No, it's maybe one will come to me in a minute, but I'm trying to actually process the details of the show while thinking.
Well, I mean, he's living in. He's basically his landlord is essentially his his ex-wife's new boyfriend or new husband. So I was trying to think of something along those lines. Like the best I could come up with was shame.
It's not great.
Nah, it's very vague, but I feel like whatever title this ends up with will be very vague, unless they go with like the character's name or something like that.
That's true. I don't know. I'm not sure I care about this one. It seems like one of those. Like I said, that last one as a sitcom, that's the sort of perfect sitcom premise for me. Just have a group of characters that are there. That's it. This feels like, oh, we've got to have a reason like this, and it feels like, oh, we've got to set up character relationships right away. And it's like, do I need it?
Possibly not.
No.
Alright, let's go to the dramas then. And by far the biggest bit of news this week is that TNT has ordered a pilot for Snowpiercer.
Oh.
You
I
hadn't
did not
heard
see this.
apparently.
No.
So yeah, Snowpiercer, of course, was originally a comic, or was it a manga? I can't remember which one.
Manga, maybe?
Yeah. But it was made into a movie a couple of years ago, starring Chris Evans, directed by Bong Joon-ho, who's a very good director from Korea. I think this was his first English-speaking film that he made. So, but anyway, it's a pretty decent movie. Pretty good. It's about a train that is continuously travelling around the world that is being frozen over. The climate's gone to, well, shit. And it is, you can't survive outside. It's like freezing temperatures. Everyone alive on the planet is on this train. So it's very far-fetched, right? It is that the rest, the last, couple of thousand of people of humanity are all on this train. But all the rich people up at the front of the train, all the poor people at the back of the train, and they're in like poverty. And the story is really about the poor people at the back fighting their way to the front of the train in some sort of revolt.
Yeah, it's really just a very condensed class system story.
Yeah, which like I like all this kind of stuff. I love this, dystopian, apocalyptic future. I love this, these kind of stories where the lower class like rise
Mm.
up to take on the evil oppressors and all that. All that stuff's really cool. The core concept of this one is just so far fetched that I can't help but see this as a very B movie story, and I enjoy the movie for that. Like I think it's a solid, entertaining film, but I find it hard to take it super seriously.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Solid B is what I'm saying. As I know a lot of people who love this movie and like would rate it like really really highly. I think it's good. I would not rate it that highly.
I think I like it more than you do because, like you say, you're saying your issue is the core premise is just kind of too out there for it to be taken seriously for you. That doesn't bother me. I just go with it.
So yeah, I like some out there premises, but there's just something about this one that I think's just slightly. I don't know, like just how's the train powered? Like what?
Solar.
Okay, so but where do they get anything, any materials to do anything, make anything?
They got them all on board beforehand, and they're master recyclers.
I don't know. It's
Magnets
just,
ago. I've not seen it since like whenever it
I don't
came
know.
out.
The premise for me, there's just something. It just doesn't quite work about it.
All right. Well, tell me about the show.
Do you know what it is, look, do you remember how I won't go into spoilers for the episode, but do you remember like when we talked about 15 million merits on Black Mirror,
Yeah.
right? And how that it felt solely created for the messages and the themes, but it didn't
Yeah.
actually feel like a functioning world. That's what I kind of feel like Snowpiercer is as well. It feels like
Right.
it's all here to have this social class warfare in this condensed format and have it be very simple, but it just feels like yeah, but it doesn't like logically speaking, it doesn't click in my brain. Like I just don't feel like it makes sense.
Fair enough.
I don't know. But it's still it's a solid movie. It's a good, well directed movie. The action scenes in it are really good. It's well worth seeing if you want to. But no, they've greenlit a pilot. That was the whole news, really. I wanted to describe what the plot was.
Did they give us anything other than just, oh, wait, we're making it?
Just we're making it. It's coming from the same production company who's doing the Let the Right One In TV show and has actually just done Good Behaviour, which is currently airing.
Okay.
It's just production company. To me, that
Yeah.
all that says is that maybe the production values will be similar to that show, but not
That's
necessarily.
what I was thinking. And I was like, on a technical level, in terms of the production, that's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. I'm not sure what you do with this beyond one season. Honestly,
I mean, I can think of it, but obviously, I don't want to ruin the ending of the film because it's too recent to talk about.
it is. But you're gonna have to tell me what it is after we record, though, because I don't even know what you'd even be thinking it would be, based on the ending of the movie.
Well, I don't know. I'm just
Yeah. No, but you've got an idea.
Yeah.
Whereas I think at the end of the movie, and I don't see where you could go with that at the end.
maybe I'm misremembering the movie, but
Maybe yeah.
maybe I am.
I yeah. Yeah. Do you know what it was though? Like I got over that when I was watching the movie about the whole premise, right? But then the last 15 minutes just completely annoyed me.
I did not feel this way at all about this movie. That's all I can say. I don't know how to. I'm not going to convince you otherwise.
I just not. I'm not even rallying against you. There's some very specific people who have told me how deep they think this movie is, and I think it's a movie that likes to think it's deep, but is actually very on the surface. There's an emotional speech that Chris Evans gives late on in the movie, which made me laugh. It was supposed to be a devastating speech where he cries his eyes out about something, and I was laughing because of what he was saying was so stupid.
Yeah, I definitely didn't laugh.
I was laughing.
Well, you're heartless, aren't you? So
That's Snowpiercer. Obviously, this is the sort of thing we will check out when it hits. Might be very good. Who knows?
maybe it'll be better.
I kind of
Right.
hope. I hope it's not on a train.
I mean, that doesn't bother me if it is. I just mean the idea that you'll say, "Oh, it doesn't feel like a fully functioning world," right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe with it being a TV show, they can flesh things out, and we can get a bigger idea of the outside world, and we can, place it a bit better.
I just feel like there has to be more going on than just what's on the train. There just has to be for it to be a TV show.
Right. Okay.
You know.
See, that's
'Cause
the thing. I'm not entirely.
because-
It's a very big train, and you can cut between all different sections, see different things going on.
Yeah, but once the poor section is revolted and starts working their way through, what do you do after that? I don't get it. I don't get where you go after that.
Yeah.
You know, and a train can only be so big. Even if you've got however many cars on the train, like eventually you're going to run out. And there's a point where I'm just going to go, this is ridiculous. No train's this long.
I mean, the world can be destroyed, and there can be a train running for an infinite amount of time. But no, I'm sorry, it's too long.
I had a problem with that as well. First, I mentioned that first.
I know, but just accept things and go with it and have fun. Enjoy it.
What I would, but the movie takes itself so goddamn seriously. It's trying to make all these big points about class systems, and I'm like, but you're kind of stupid in a lot of ways. Stop it.
Just listen to the message, damn it.
I'm too busy laughing about things that I'm not supposed to be laughing about. Anyway, so I have no idea how they're going to stretch that out, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. ABC. This is the last thing in the news, by the way. This last thing. Has bought the rights to Salamander, and they're developing it. This is a thriller drama that's based on a Belgian series from 2012. Salamander centres on a brilliant but misanthropic engineer who recruits a skeptical female-eye FBI therapist to help him track a mysterious bank robber whose theft of 66 specific safety deposit boxes belonging to the rich and powerful set in motion a series of blackmails that may be linked to a greater conspiracy.
Sounds pretty good.
I don't know. I'm getting procedural out of this.
I mean,
this week.
I forgot it was on ABC.
This week,
Forget what I said.
This week it's this safety deposit box. What person does this lead us to? You know, that's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah, I forgot it was just a standard network. So of course that's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Forget what I said.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I wonder if the Belgian series is any good though.
I really like the concept though, and like I say, I feel like the Belgian series that could be pretty good.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I mean, sure, we'll try the pilot. You never know. Might surprise us.
Unless the trailer looks awful, and it's on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, I was going to say the trailer looking awful is not going to stop us. Hasn't stopped us for a lot of other things.
That's true. God damn that MacGyver.
South of Hell never had a trailer, so
Yeah, we never got advance warning for that. We found that, and then that was it that night.
yeah. Well, that's all the news this week, guys. It's a shorter news week. But there was a couple of things I wanted to do at the end of this. Connor looks shocked.
I was like, shit, I've had no warning for this.
I didn't warn Connor about any of this. Oh, don't worry, Connor. Don't worry, Connor. I wanted to bring something back that we used to do, and just treat this news video like it's the end of our week, and just what our favourite TV of the week was. Like, what was the best episode?
Okay.
What's the highlight? That's that kind of thing.
I'll be honest, I don't really remember what I watched, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Westworld.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to just specifically say, oh, you're picking the best episode of TV this week. It's more, what was the more surprisingly good thing this week, or what's not, because Westworld being the best show of the week this week is not really news.
It's not. Okay, I'll give you that.
What was surprisingly good, or what was surprisingly bad? What was disappointing?
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Well, as soon as you've had a chance to think about it, let me know your answer, and then I'll have a quick think.
Oh, I've not thought about it. You kidding me?
Oh, what? you came up with this idea, and then you didn't even think ahead.
Nah, see, I always think of my answer while you're giving yours.
Well,
It's a fully realised system, and it works perfectly until you mess it up by going,
give me warning in future. No, before when we used to do this, I could have this prepared. I'd be like, yeah, okay, I have thoughts.
I like to keep you on your toes.
Oh, bloody menace you are. All right, most different thing. Not just Westworld for the sake of Westworld. I think I'm gonna go with The Flash then.
Okay.
Because
without spoilers, that is.
All right, okay. as the Kevin Smith episode, so it excels at his strengths, character moments, and then we got some good plot advancement, and so a really cool visual sequence near the start that I really enjoyed that stood out amongst all this character stuff.
Well, I will say this. I will say that it was great to have a really great episode of Supergirl, and then a really good episode of Flash, and then not having Arrow. That was a fantastic treat this week. However, what I want to give a shout out to, which actually is a really good way of phrasing this, it's something you want to give a shout out to, I suppose is maybe a better way of phrasing it, is Timeless.
I thought about this.
Because Timeless feels like it's starting to find its feet. And I feel like if you maybe, watch our news video and you've given up on Timeless because you didn't like the first couple of episodes, I feel like episodes 6 and 7 have kind of gotten to a point where it's starting to make us feel a little bit more for the characters. And if you care about the characters, it kind of smooths over a lot of other things. And I feel like this week's was the best episode of the show yet. So I want to give a shout out to Timeless for improving.
Yeah, it has made a notable improvement over the last few weeks, and it's now at a point where I can see it not just being a bit of fun here and there, but something that I could actually recommend to someone as this is good TV.
Yeah. So no, that would be that. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in at the end there. And one last thing I just want to do, of course, this is actually Thanksgiving. We're recording this on for our American audience, so happy Thanksgiving, I suppose. And even though we are, of course, not American, I do want to give thanks for something. It is just oddly timed that since the last time we recorded news, we got over 1,000 subscribers on the channel. So thank you to everyone watching. You're all a part of that. Seeing that go to 4 digits was quite a little happy moment. So thank you very much. Here's to 2,000 and beyond. So thank you. Oh, I say anything, Connor? No.
No, I'm silent agreement. Moment of no acknowledgement.
Silent agreement. Yeah. Hey, Connor, I've got this idea. Do you want to do a YouTube show where we talk about stuff? It's like, yeah, that's really great. Aye, do you want to make that really good if you just sit and silently agree with me all the time?
I was given a moment of silence to give some impact to let the weight of there's an accomplishment there, and this was nice, and we're thankful, and let that sit there for a moment.
How does it make you feel?
Then I'll just cover that then.
In more detail.
Oh, damn it. Now I just want to give a one-word answer.
Oh, you explain slowly and very accurately how it makes you feel in the core of your soul.
What soul?
Fair point. That has been this week's news, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Let us know what you thought of any of the news in the comments below. There wasn't a lot of it, but a couple of interesting things. And if you really like Snowpiercer, I probably pissed you off. Sorry. I actually kind of like the movie. I think it's a solid B movie, but that's kind of like the point I was making, is that I see it as a B movie. It is like a movie with a ridiculous premise. It belongs in the 80s. Like, see if this came out in the 80s and was a bit cheesier. This is the thing. I think it should be cheesier. I want it to be cheesier. It feels like it should be cheesier.
Still talking about Snowpiercer.
Because everyone I meet loves that movie and thinks it's like a serious good, like 9 out of 10, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's like a cheesy. It should be a cheesy 7 out of 10.
Just because you love 80s cheese doesn't mean everyone has to want that.
No, but I'm not. I don't want it to be that because I love 80s cheese. I'm saying it feels like the plot makes it feel like it should be 80s cheese, but it's not treated like 80s cheese, and because of that, it feels off to me.
You done?
Let me know what you think of the movie Snowpiercer in the comments. I really want to know now. Oh dear. As for next week, again, another thing that I want to start adding on to this is just what's coming up next week, if there's anything notable, and what we're looking forward to next week in terms of TV. Obviously, the big thing next week is the 4-way crossover from the DC shows is coming. They're calling it #DC Week on the Twitters. Storyline's called Invasion from the comics. And there was a trailer actually came out for this today, and it looked really, really good.
We had a trailer for this today?
I didn't actually want to talk about it in depth, so I never made you watch it.
You could have let me know it existed.
Yeah, there was a particularly funny moment between Supergirl and Heatwave, which I...
Okay.
enjoyed
Looking
it.
forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a play on her heat vision, a reference to that.
No. She just asks him how he got his name, and
Okay.
she just has to react to the "I burned my family alive." uh,
Good stuff.
but no, I'm looking forward to that. So that's obviously a big 4 night thing that we're going to be covering all of, obviously, because we cover those shows anyway. But you know,
Yeah.
yeah, so you can look forward to that. And of course, as I mentioned, Netflix's new show, 3%, which is a Brazilian TV show. I think it's their first Brazilian production.
As far as I'm aware.
Probably is. Speaking of trailer, this wasn't a new trailer, but I didn't not tell you to watch something again. This was I just in my preparing for tomorrow, I actually just decided to finally watch the trailer. It's been out for months.
Oh, I've not seen it yet either.
Yeah, but
How's it
I
looking?
hadn't watched it, so I put it on today. It looks pretty good.
Oh, that's a promising sign.
Like I'm like, oh man, this actually looks really good.
Oh, that's made me a little bit more excited because
Yeah.
I didn't actually have. I know the core concept. That is it. I've not seen a single bit of footage. I've not seen a still.
I'm
Nothing.
into it. It's kind of funny that this is hitting around the same time as Incorporated on Sci-Fi.
Which is something else this week coming up. Obviously, we've had the first episode as an early preview.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the first episode's airing this week. Yeah, I forgot about it because we'd already done it. So
Yeah, but that is this week. If you're interested in checking that out on Sci-Fi.
a review of that's already up. But of course, episode 2 is going to be the following week, and we'll be covering that weekly, of course, when it.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, probably check it out. It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, couple of nitpicks, but it's got promise.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, yeah, I managed to stretch that to 30 minutes. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Let us know about the news in the comments, what your thoughts and feelings, what are you looking forward to coming soon on TV, and all that stuff. Yeah, get us on Twitter at mailed_fuzz and all that jazz. It helps us out a lot if you like and subscribe. I've probably said that already. I'm just repeating myself at this point. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanksgiving, eat turkey, blah, 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 blah. And if you're not American, enjoy your Thursday.
And don't get crushed in the Black Friday sales.
Yeah. Bye, guys.